Hey guys, welcome back to the How to Convince podcast. I'm your host, Lawyer Vince. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you're enjoying the show. It helps more people find this content and helps us better deliver episodes that matter. Today's episode might ruffle a few feathers, but in the best way. The title says it all. It's not manipulation, it's strategic communication. Let me be clear. I'm not here to teach you how to lie, gaslight, or play mind games. I'm here to help you say what needs to be said in the most effective way possible, especially when the stakes are high. Whether you're dealing with a difficult boss, a passive-aggressive in-law, or just trying to command more respect at work, strategic communication is how you stop being overlooked and start being listened to. Let's get into it. Strategic communication is simply intentional communication. You're not just reacting. You're choosing your words with purpose. It's what I do in the courtroom, and it's what you need to do in your boardroom, your living room, or even in your group chat. Here's the difference. Manipulation is about control. Strategic communication is about clarity and impact. You're not trying to control someone's behavior. You're communicating in a way that protects your boundaries and influences outcomes. And sometimes that means saying things differently than how you feel them in the moment. Let me tell you about a client. Let's call her Renee. She came to me for one-on-one coaching. Her manager kept assigning her extra work after hours, and she was exhausted. She wanted to send this email to her manager. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm already overwhelmed, and no one seems to care about my time. I said, let's rewrite it. So they actually listen. Here's what we came up with. Hi, I want to do my best work on all tasks assigned, but taking on extra work after hours is affecting the quality I hold myself to. Can we revisit workload expectations to make sure I'm prioritizing what matters most to the team? Guess what? The manager responded within the hour. Totally understand. Let's meet to redistribute. Not manipulation, just strategy. You don't owe everyone full access to your time, energy, or emotions, especially if they haven't earned it. Here's one of the biggest mindset shifts I teach. Stop trying to be understood. Start aiming to be clear. Because if someone doesn't respect your boundary, trying to make them understand is a wasted breath. Let me tell you about another client, Marcus. He had a friend who guilt tripped him every time he couldn't hang out. So he used to send long texts explaining his schedule and why he couldn't. Here's what I coached him to say instead. I care about you, but I also need time to recharge. I won't be able to hang this week. Let's catch up soon. It's short, direct, holding boundaries, and it worked. Another client, let's call her Jasmine. She said her mother-in-law constantly made suggestions about how she raised her kids, but they weren't suggestions. They were critiques wrapped in sugar. Instead of lashing out, we worked on this script. I appreciate how much you care, and I know we may do things differently. I'm choosing what works best for our family. Every time her mother-in-law made a comment, Jasmine repeated that calmly. Eventually, the comments stopped. Strategic communication isn't about winning arguments. It's about training people how to treat you by what you tolerate and what you respond to. Most people don't use strategic communication because they fall into traps like these. 1. Over-explaining. You think more words soften the blow? They don't. 2. Passive tone. You say maybe or it's fine when it's not. And 3, emotional outbursts. You wait until you're exhausted, then snap. Here's what I teach my clients. Say it when it's a whisper, not a scream. Speak up early, speak up clearly, and speak calmly. Before we get into Q&A, here are 3 powerful phrases that help you communicate strategically to get what you want. Phrase 1. Here's what will make this easier for me. Use this when you're asking for a change. For example, I'm happy to help with this project. Here's what would make it easier for me. A clear deadline and expectations up front. You stay collaborative without being a pushover. Phrase 2. I want to make sure we're on the same page moving forward. It's perfect for clearing up confusion or resetting expectations. For example, I want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm having to lead the deck, but I won't be available for edits after Friday. No confusion, just clarity. Phrase 3. What would need to happen for that to work? This question opens doors instead of slamming them. For example, I know that's a tight timeline. What would need to happen for that to work for both of us? Now you're a collaborator, not a wall. All right, guys, let's get into the newsletter Q&A. These questions come directly from responses to email newsletters. So let's dive right in. Okay, question 1. Please help me professionally and respectfully tell my mother-in-law that she cannot come to the house whenever she wants and expect us to entertain her every weekend. I don't know how to set the boundary in a respectful way. Great question. Here's what I recommend. Say this. We love having you over and we want it to feel special when you visit. We've realized we need some weekends to ourselves to rest and reset. Can we plan ahead for the weekends that work best for all of us? It's respectful, clear, and consistent. And if she resists, just calmly restate it. Question 2. Anything on emailing an aggressive client? This is a really great question. When emotions are high, the key is to stay calm, clear, and professional. Your goal is to de-escalate without becoming passive, right? So try this structure. This would be like 3-step structure that I recommend. 1, acknowledge receipt or concern. Email them, thanks for your message. I understand this situation is frustrating. 2, stay factual. Email them, here's what we're currently doing to address it, and ... Okay. And 3, set boundaries. Email them, for us to work effectively, I ask that we keep our communication respectful so I can best support your needs. Never match their tone. Anchor the conversation in professionalism. It speaks louder. Question 3. Let's see. My friend keeps bringing up politics even when I ask her not to. How do I keep it from ruining the friendship? Well, that's an important one, and it's a great question. So I would try saying, hey, I know we see things differently, and I value our friendship a lot. Can we keep our hangouts focused on the things we both enjoy and take a break from politics for now? It's been feeling heavy. Remember, boundaries don't mean disconnection. They protect the connection. Question 4. How do I professionally say, I don't have the bandwidth for this right now? Well, one option you can say is, this is outside my current capacity, but if it's a priority, I'm happy to help figure out how we can adjust timelines or reassign tasks. So you're being a team player still without self-sacrificing. Question 5. How do I respond to someone who gives backhanded compliments? For this, you can try either saying, interesting phrasing. What did you mean by that exactly? Or just straight up say, did you mean for that to sound like a backhanded compliment? Either one calls it out without making it a fight and gives them a chance to clarify. Question 6. How do I stop someone from trauma dumping every time we talk? This is an important question. So I would say, I care about you and I know you're going through a lot, but I've been feeling emotionally drained lately. Can we focus on something lighter today? You're protecting your peace without rejecting the person. Well, guys, that's all for questions this week. Remember, strategic communication isn't just about knowing what to say. It's about practicing it every day in the real world with real people. Keep refining your voice. You're doing better than you think. And hey, if you want your question answered in next week's Q&A, make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. The link is in the description. You can reply directly to any email with your question. Also, I do offer one-on-one coaching, but please don't take it personally if you don't get accepted right away. I see you and I appreciate your patience. That's it for this episode. If this helped you, like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm so grateful that you are here. This has been How to Convince with Lawyer Vince, and I'll see you same time next week.